Hi everyone, welcome to the FoodHansen Show. Yes, we're back with another episode here with my good friend, Mr. John. If you guys have been watching for a while, you've seen him eat a lot of Wagyu beef with me. But here we are, not only to have the best Egyptian food in the GTA, but apparently the best Egyptian food ever. John, how do I pronounce the name of this restaurant?
Masrawy.
Masrawy. So John is Egyptian, so of course when we're eating Egyptian food, always great to have a good friend who is Egyptian. So very traditional spread we have along in front of us here. I can't wait to dig into it. This is a moderate amount of food for us, so nothing too crazy today. Just, you know, a half a dozen or 8 or 9 different dishes, maybe a little bit more, but lots of fun. It's going to be delicious, and we are very blessed and lucky to actually have the owner here himself, Mohammed. So Mohammed, what do we have in front of us? Because I would absolutely butcher all these pronunciations.
No, you're going to do awesome. This is the most traditionally Egyptian cuisine that we can possibly serve in the GTA. Everything's made as if you were to eat at my house. That's exactly how we serve it in the restaurant. So we'll begin with the starters. As you can see here, that is hummus, very common in Middle Eastern cuisine. Baba ganoush, which is roasted eggplant. And then bisara, which is very specific to Egyptians, I believe. It is the same dip version of hummus to chickpea, but this is fava beans. Egyptians are obsessed with fava bean to the point where you see these beautiful falafel, known in Egypt as tameya. They are made from split fava beans. So when you open one of these and split it in two, it is green on the inside, coriander, parsley, leeks. Okay. Over here we have a traditional Egyptian fatta, which is small grain Egyptian rice soaked in garlic and vinegar with a braised lamb shank on top of that, and you put that delicious tomato garlic sauce right on top. Right there you have what is called, or what is known like a beef patty on super steroids, okay? Woo! It is called hawashi. Hawashi is ground beef mixed with our special spices, stuffed into our Egyptian baladi bread, then baked in the oven, okay? I love it. That's actually one of my personal favorites, okay?
Well, it smells delicious.
In front of you, my brother, we have here mumbar, which is basically like a traditional Egyptian sausage stuffed with our secret recipes. It's basically like a rice stuffing, has dill, has coriander, has a whole bunch of love in there. Then we have our mixed grill, which is comprised of Egyptian chicken tikka. I know when you hear chicken tikka, you hear that in a lot of different cultures. Ours is a very specific to Egyptian culture. Yogurt, onion, garlic, lime, cilantro marination, grilled to perfection. You have your kofta, which is your minced meat, and you have your kebabs. Over here you have the most, I'd say the national dish of Egypt, which is called koshari. Koshari is the staple dish of Egypt. Eaten by the richest of the rich, the poorest of the poor. It is the people's food. It is rice, lentils, pasta, chickpeas, caramelized onions, tomato garlic sauce with a garlic vinaigrette. And over here you have the pharaoh soup, also known as molocheia. It is a mallow leaf soup, traditionally eaten with rice or with bread. Okay, so that's going to be interesting to see how that meets your palate. This is moussaka. Unlike the Greeks, our eggplant is baked, okay, in a tomato garlic based sauce, all right? And then over here you have our specific to this restaurant, delicious calamari and shrimp. The calamari is to die for. It is my favorite starter that we serve here. I really mean this, guys. I hope from the bottom of my heart you guys enjoy every bite, okay?
I'm sure we will. Well, thank you so much, Mo. Really
Enjoy.
Appreciate it. And John, ready to get eating?
I'm ready.
Enjoy. Take care.
Thanks,
Awesome.
man.
Thanks so much. John, where do you want to start, brother?
So let's start with the sauces. So typically, So it's hummus. It's baba ganoush. Do you know what baba ganoush is? It's like so chickpeas turn into hummus.
Okay.
Eggplant turns into baba ganoush.
Okay.
And then fava beans turns into this thing right here. So you just dip. You grab pita bread, dip her in, and see how you like it.
Ooh. Dude, the spices on that hummus are exceptional. It's like a kind of like curry-ish, not curry, cumin.
I like hummus, but baba ganoush is like my favorite, and you need to try that, bro.
I'll definitely try it. It's almost like a, some tahini, but the baba ganoush or baba ganoush.
It's baba ganoush, but it's like ganoush.
Baba ganoush.
Yeah, dude.
There you go. Here you go, guys. Baba ganoush.
And then,
Oh wow. Here's the flavor from it. I've never had anything like that before.
yeah, no, it's fantastic. So this is the tameya or falafel. We call it tameya. It's like traditionally it's made with chickpeas, right?
Chickpeas.
But like Mo said, if you open it up, it'll be green inside.
Oh, it is green.
Completely different flavor.
Oh wow. Very different flavor. I almost get like a dill flavor. Dude, that's delicious.
Yeah, it's like super fresh. I would say it's like herby.
That's really good. And this is the fava bean dip. I'm gonna try this fava bean dip. And there's onions on it too.
Right.
Very fresh, very herby. It carries that same flavor as the falafel, which makes sense for both fava beans.
So this, bro, the fava bean dip.
Yep.
These crispy onions. It's the same one that they use here in the kushery.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's very delicious.
Caramelize it. You get it nice and crisp.
Great flavor. All right, we got some calamari here. We got some shrimp. Looks very delicious. So, Mo said that this calamari is like none other we've had before. I'm ready to put that to the test. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Very meaty. A lot of good texture.
That's delicious.
We
What is
have-
this sauce?
I'm not sure. I think ones are probably garlic.
Garlic sauce. Oh my goodness, bro.
Good.
Try that. That's nuts.
All right, trying their garlic sauce. Everything, of course, house made here. Whoa! Oh. Oh. Oh man. Ooh. Oh whoa. I don't think I almost just died from the sauce before.
That is actually by far
I think it's tahini.
one of the best garlic sauces I've ever had. That's fantastic.
Dude, I'm with you. That garlic sauce is phenomenal. Try a shrimp. Oh man. Great flavors. I'm like, this is phenomenal. This is one of the best shrimps I've had, especially in that garlic sauce. It's crispy, super crispy. It's battered, but it's light. Doesn't seem heavy. That's beautiful. I would recommend.
So far, the calamari takes the cake for me.
Calamari is great.
That's nuts. So this says hawashi, right? So it's like a sandwich with minced meat in it. Then you said it was mixed beef, lamb. Yeah. There's
It's kinda
onion in
like-
there. There's parsley on top.
It almost reminds me of like a pita. Like, it's kind of like a pita bread sandwich kind of thing in there.
So the bread is technically not pita bread. It's like an Egyptian type of bread that's made just with whole wheat and cracked wheat.
Yeah, very grainy.
Yeah.
Fibrous.
Yeah, but it's delicious.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
Ooh, dude,
That's nuts.
those flavors.
My goodness. I think this is more garlic sauce.
Yeah, this is the one that came with it.
Oh, it came with tahini.
The beef and lamb mixture, beautifully spiced. There's like on a level of heat level, like a 1 to 10 spicy, it's a 0.5. But there's just so much flavor going on in my mouth. It is rich, it is savory.
So the tahini is actually the intended sauce for the sandwich, but I'm telling you guys, you can't go wrong with this garlic sauce.
Dude, the garlic sauce is too good.
This is nuts. Like easily one of the best I've ever had.
I have a feeling we're gonna be eating more garlic sauce. Yeah, super impressed by this. How do you pronounce it again?
Hawashi.
Wawashi.
So, so the main thing I notice with Egyptian food or with any culture's food, if you ask somebody if they go to Egyptian restaurants and they're Egyptian, or if they're Indian, if they go to Indian restaurants, usually they say, not so much, my mom makes it better. But everything I've tried here so far tastes ridiculously authentic. The flavors are on point. They put emphasis on each and every single flavor as though they're making something for their family. And I think it's incredible. Like this is really good so far.
The flavors are fantastic. I've definitely never had flavors like this before. Let's try,
What I end up?
sure. So this is grape leaves?
So grape leaves with rice and ground meat inside, and then just different kinds of spices based on who's making it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It smells beautiful.
And then I assume this is a yogurt-based sauce here. Kind of like tzatziki, but different.
I really like that. Even without the sauce, it's phenomenal. It's very moist. There is rice in the middle. I'm getting it's such a complex spice. It's like a warm spice. Almost reminds me of like Christmas in a way, but wow, like that, yeah, that's really good. Is it pickled?
There's like an acidic, I think, don't quote me on this, but there's like an acidic vinegar type of feel to it. And there's tomato, like the tomato sauce on top, I believe is where the acidic flavor comes from.
Definitely some vinegar or something in there. Very, very good. Let's try some of this meat.
Yeah. So this is a lamb shank.
Me and John both love meat, so we were like both been eyeing these platters of meat here, just like getting ready for it to be devoured.
There's a lot of patience in making these videos.
Yeah. Yes. Anybody who's been to one of my events understands how long this process takes. Okay, dude, that just fell apart.
There's like,
You guys couldn't even see that. John, that's just not even fair,
okay,
man.
we gotta show this.
Dude, let's probably just like pull it off the bone. Look at that.
Look at that tenderness.
That just fell off the bone. That is ridiculous.
We have a naked bone here. And anybody who's cooked or handled meat before knows how difficult it is to get it to a point where it can just fall right off the bone. We smoke meat, and that's like a 12-hour process to get it to that point.
Beautiful braised lamb shank. So let's try this. Oh wow. Even just that lamb, man. That lamb is great flavor to it. And it's not gamey. Sometimes my issue with lamb is it's gamey, but this is definitely not what's going on. I tried this rice too. You mentioned this rice had some special stuff going on. Short grain rice. There's that vinegar on it.
Yeah, and it has vermicelli noodles in it.
Oh,
So that you see those like small little tiny noodles?
yeah. I'm a fan. Honestly, I'm usually the biggest on rice, but I would eat all that rice. Dude, I love that vinegar. That acidic vinegar flavor.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's delicious.
Egyptian got it going on.
And dude, that's actually a flavor you'll see like very consistently in Egyptian cooking. So this kosheri, I don't know if you want to try next, but that's the main thing that's going on. And the sauce that he mentioned right over there,
Yeah.
the sauce that you put on top of the kosheri, it adds that vinegar type acidic flavor, but it kills it.
Think it's good?
It's fantastic.
Nice.
Kills in a good way.
In a good way. John, let's try this sausage.
Okay.
So this apparently is a sausage which, when you find out what's in it, or some people are a little more hesitant to try it, but I'm ready to try it. And it is a traditional sausage in an intestine. So yes, traditional sausage uses an intestine as a casing.
But it's much thicker if you look at the casing itself.
Yeah, than like a normal sausage, you mean?
Right, exactly.
It looks really good though. Here's what the inside looks like. They kind of flash fried it. So let's give it a go. I get almost like a dill smell to it. Good texture, a little bit of a heat to it. There's no aspect that tells me it's not like a normal sausage. The casing is not weird, even though it's an intestine. Really good flavor, but definitely it's rice. Like it is a rice sausage through and through. All right, let's try this.
So,
You said pour everything on it, right?
yeah, so you kind of go in steps.
We got this vinegar. Should we put this on first or after?
No, so there's rice on the bottom, macaroni on top, and then it's caramelized fried onions, and then chickpeas on top. So you would put that last.
Put it last?
So it would be like, you put the tomato sauce on top. Can I pour it?
Do it, John. So we're drenching it in tomato sauce, which I'm good with. I like tomato sauce.
And then here is the caramelized onions, and you will never go wrong with having more of these. Like the more the merrier.
Nice.
This is the best, at least for me, this is the best part of the dish.
Okay, cool. Woo! Yeah, John is not holding back.
And then this is a hot sauce, and what is life without spice? So we just pour that on.
Load it on, brother.
But as Mo was saying, the most important thing about this kosheri is that you get a bite of every single ingredient and every single bite.
All right, well, we need this one rice on too. And he said he is very liberal with it. So I will just, as we have been with this whole dish, there you go. Is that enough?
I'd say a bit more.
Okay, we're doing very, very liberal with this. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this dish went from looking relatively plain to absolutely extravagant in like 3 seconds. Thank you for that, John. Pasta beans, fried onions, hot sauce, vinegar. It looks very, 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 very good. Like the ultimate pasta salad. Mm. Woo! Oh boy.
That's it, man. So this is Egyptian street food at its best.
Wow. I see why people like that. It is rich. It is very savory. It's actually very savory. For like a rice noodle dish, I wasn't expecting it to be so savory. I'm going to put more of this on.
Yeah, please.
I really like the vinegar aspects in all these dishes with the rices. I'm just going to load it up. But you're getting that tomato. The tomato's adding a little bit of like a bit of a mouthfeel, almost a familiar flavor of acidity. Same as that vinegar, but very savory. Those caramelized onions and stuff.
The slight crunch and the sweetness that comes from the onions as well is like it's fantastic.
Very, very good. You definitely want the hot sauce on it too, because it's not the bit that was on there. It's not spicy in the sense like my mouth is burning, but it just adds a really nice dynamic. That's a good dish, man.
Yeah.
So this is about as traditional
As
you
it
can
gets.
get.
Like I said, the type of food you'd see on the street, no matter who you are, you enjoy koshery and you can afford it. That's the biggest thing about it. It's they've thrown like 4 carbs together in a dish, which is
They said rich, poor, everybody eats it. I see why. It tastes good.
yeah.
Simplicity at its best. All right, so next we are going to hop into our meats here. So we got some AAA sirloin beef in here. We have, what's that thing you like?
Kufta.
Kufta, which is like a ground beef.
Yeah, it's ground beef. It's basically kebab, but Egyptian style.
And then a chicken tikka, which is not to be mixed with any other kind of tikka.
Not
right?
Indian tikka.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's the chicken tikka. I think you were saying has like yogurt sauce and kufta.
Dude, that's good. You get like parsley flavors. You get the flavors of that grill, which is excellent.
Yep, the charcoal. So the mark of a good Egyptian restaurant is their ability to make kufta that isn't dry, right? It's flavorful and it's also moist. A lot of places will make kufta, it has a flavor profile, but it's super dry, or it has the moisture, but it doesn't have the flavors. This place makes proper kufta. This is delicious. And my dad is known for his kufta. Obviously, every Egyptian's gonna say that, but I would actually put this on par with that, which is a very strong statement. This is really good. You want to try the sirloin?
Yeah, try the beef, man. So I got some of their beef. Definitely got some marinade going on with that beef. It has an Egyptian spice to it. I wish I knew what it, like, I don't know how to call it though, but it's like, there's like Egyptian flavor to it.
Is it like slight cumin or,
You know,
I can't figure it out, but it's,
maybe it's cumin.
or yeah,
Well, maybe.
So the main thing with Egyptian meat is, at least I find, there's always a bit of an herby flavor, which you don't find in a lot of cuisines.
Herby flavor, I can definitely work with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I would like to say is maybe the Egyptian one.
I've got that chicken. That chicken I'm curious to try. Well, let's try it in this chicken. So here, Mr. John.
Thank you, sir.
Can't hold a man away from his sauce. Nope. Okay. The chicken is actually very, very moist. And I picked the white, like the white portion, the breast. So this should be the driest, but this is very, very moist. I can tell there's some citrus, some kind of lemon in that marinade. It's virtually boneless actually, which I'm super impressed with. Again, get the grill flavors.
So I think what he did was, he cooked it on the grill, and then they put it into the oven.
Yeah.
And after they took it out, they threw it on the grill again. So the char is actually, I actually really like the char. And it's still moist at the same time.
It's very moist. Chicken's very impressive. So next we kind of have like traditional soup here and eggplant.
Yes.
What is the soup?
So the soup, it's called malaheya. You make a chicken broth. They put something called mallow or malaheya. That's the name of the actual plant, and they cook it inside of the broth.
Is that what makes it so thick?
Yes. So it almost has a bit of a gelatinous texture to it.
It's kind of gummy.
So if you look at the sauce or the soup, you see the way it pours. It's gelatinous, which is, it can be off-putting for some people if they're not used to it, but it's full of flavor. It's really delicious, and
Try anything once.
and it's super nutritional. Another marker of a great restaurant is how they make their malaheya. So I will be judging them based on this.
So I want to try it just by itself. I know this is normally served over rice, but yeah, it is like It's definitely gelatinous, quite viscous. Have yourself a spoonful.
Cheers, mate.
Let's try it. I'm very inquisitive. Oh,
That's Malahia.
that's really good.
That's Malahia.
Geez, I don't know why I'd be afraid of that.
Yeah.
It tastes great.
It's super light, like but because it's chicken broth. It's not. You don't feel like it's too fatty or it weighs you down or anything. It's like a very light thing to have. You're supposed to add your own rice. As such, you can be pretty liberal just because of the light flavor. It's not going to be overburdening or get to the point where it has a bad effect on the rice.
I'll try it on some rice there. Just joust it in the rice.
That's
Just
it.
the rice in it.
As much as you want, bro.
So yeah, like I'm gonna show you the texture of it, and like so, from my palate, as somebody who's not familiar with it, it's very, very good. I don't taste like the chickenness of it, but if you kind of see the texture, see it is a little bit thick, almost gelatinous. But what I do definitely get, or the flavors I get, I almost describe it like it's a lot of green in it. It almost reminds me, I don't know, like I don't want to say like a parsley soup, but like if you're not a parsley soup, what's that? Like a chimichurri soup. There, that's it. Like that's kind of like a thinner chimichurri is kind of the textures you get. It's very earthy. The gelatinous feel in your mouth doesn't really stay. It kind of just disintegrates. So I have my pile of rice. I have my soup.
And normally, so
Yeah, that's really good.
yeah. So when my mom makes this, she'll make the chicken broth like from scratch, and then she'll make the malahia with the broth, and then serve chicken on the side. So I think classically, this would be a great dish to have with like one of the tikka on the side, or any kind of chicken dish that they serve.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
Dude, that tikka, which I love, and this as a side dish would be really, really good.
And you take the chicken and dip it right into the soup, and it's amazing. So this is an eggplant dish, traditional eggplant dish in Egypt. It is cooked eggplant in a tomato sauce. Everyone kind of does it different. Some cuisines will make it more like dry with less tomato sauce. This is like a moderate wet.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I feel like this looks very familiar to like some things I would have had in other cuisines. Definitely this is the Egyptian version, which looks really good. I will say so. Cheers. Cheers, brother. Really nice flavor. Tomatoey, a little bit of acidity. The eggplant has a really nice mouthfeel. I see there's some roasted peppers in there. There's a little bit of oil with it.
What I'm thinking, like the way, because of how it tastes like they took the eggplant and baked it separately, and then after baking the eggplant, and I'm not sure if they boiled it, but after baking it, they would have cooked it in with this tomato sauce, where they just take all the ingredients separately and throw them in. And that's why, I don't know if you taste it, there's almost like I wouldn't say a char flavor. There's a certain texture to the eggplant that I think it would be more mushy if they cooked it straight into the sauce.
No, like that's good. I think that's a good way to put it because it has texture. There's a lot of texture. The eggplant maintains its integrity, so it's not just mush.
Yeah, it's still kind of firm. Like you don't feel like it's just falling off in a bad way.
No, it's perfect. Like, actually, that's the best way to put it. Because when I think of a dish like this in other cuisines, it can be like really just mush. This is not mush. You still have that nice bit of mouthfeel. All right, well, I'm definitely starting to fill up. We definitely ate a good bit of food. So me and John both said we're gonna have a low-calorie day today. Let's just say we've already eaten a lot more than we expected, but I just found out they had dessert. So we're gonna stop here, get some to-go containers. We'll have some, our friends will really benefit today, but I'm ready for dessert. They have a few desserts, so I kind of got all of them. So we're gonna have some desserts here momentarily. We'll pack this on up and let's get to dessert. John, but quickly, what was your favorite, man? What was your favorite today? For the dinners, that is.
The dinners. So, surprisingly, it was two dishes that I didn't expect to be up there. It was the baba ganoush, like the eggplant. That was delicious.
Great, yeah.
I would go out of my way to get that, and I wouldn't often do that. It's just, to me, it's a sauce, just a complimentary thing. But they make it something that's worthwhile having as part of the main dish.
It's worth driving an hour for?
Yeah, I would actually. I agree
Definitely.
with that.
We had almost an hour drive. So all right, cool. I like that.
Other thing was the calamari. That was delicious. One of the best calamari dishes I've ever had, hands down. And then the kofta. Kofta is a staple. they did it really well. The flavors were on point and it was super moist. And lastly, typically I'm not a huge carb guy, but I can really appreciate how difficult it is to make kosheri like really well. And I would say their kosheri is top notch. It's exactly how you would expect to have it whenever it's made at home by my parents or by friends and family.
True Egyptian.
It's true Egyptian.
Authentic.
So if you're looking for a proper kosheri, it's something that I highly recommend.
I like it. All right, my favorites. What really took me away, the chicken taka actually blew me away. I was very surprised and impressed with it. It was just a very, very well done, moist, juicy chicken. Loved that. It had a really nice flavor to it, a little bit of citrus. I have to agree with John. I'm stealing your favorite for this one. That calamari, 10 out of freaking 10. 11 out of 10. Both of us were shocked, blown away. That garlic sauce is the best I have definitely ever had. Is it the best you've ever had?
Yeah, it is.
Hands down. And I think those really stole the show. Even the shrimps were excellent. Is it kufta?
Kufta, yeah.
That's the beef?
Yeah.
That was really good. And that rice dish, what was it called again? Or the carb dish?
Kosheri.
Kosher, and that was really, really good. Again, that's my first time ever having it, but it is sweet, it is savory, it is like slightly acid. It is perfect. It is. I really liked that. I was very impressed with that. I'm trying to think. Oh, the lamb was great. I think I'll stop there because I'm going to keep going on as I look around at all our empty plates. But that, everybody, hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, we have dessert coming. Definitely, I would recommend coming out by. This place definitely deserves, and it is a must try when you're ever in the GTA area. It is just in Mississauga, so well worth it. And let's get some desserts, John. All right, everyone, so here we got some desserts. So we got a little taste of everything. Again, we got Mr. Mo. Mo, walk us through what we have here, my friend.
How's it going, guys?
It's absolutely delicious. I don't want to mispronounce anything, so.
No worries. Okay, so we have an awesome combination of our special desserts here. So you have basbousa, which is semolina coconut cake, okay? And then you have kunafa. Now, every other Middle Eastern country makes their kunafa predominantly with cheese, which is absolutely delicious. Egyptians make ours with cream, with ishta inside. Okay, so it's a sweet cream filling, and that's how we do it, and it's absolutely scrumptious.
I'm ready.
This is my personal favorite. It is the restaurant specialty. It's called Ali, which by definition is Ali's mom. I'll let you guys look up why it's traditionally called that, but it's essentially a warm hug in a clay pot. Puff pastry soaked in sweet milk and cream, then baked in the oven, topped with coconuts, raisins, and pistachios. Enjoy, my brothers.
That sounds amazing. Thank you. And then we also have a little bit of rice pudding there too, so that's pretty cool. So, John, do you have expertise where we should start?
Let's try the kunafa.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. So this one looks kind of like I don't want to say like a haystack, but like kunafa.
Yeah.
Made with a cream?
Yeah, so as he explained, let's try it first.
Okay. It's kind of like a sweet cake.
Man, I love that.
That's on the inside. So it's kind of consistent throughout. I thought there was gonna be something on the inside. Okay, so it's like a sweet cake, sweet shredded cake.
Right. So there's kunafa bil ishta, which is kunafa with cream, or kunafa bil gibna, kunafa with cheese. Egyptians mostly do it with ishta, with the cream, which is very different in texture from the cheese one. Some people like the cheese, some people like the cream. I strongly prefer the cream. So it's like a sweet cream base.
I can taste the cream too.
Yeah, it's a sweet cream base, like at the bottom, and you cook a type of noodle, and then you put it on top. What
That's a noodle?
like? Yeah, it's a noodle, bro. Look at that.
Well, I mean, it looks like one, but I figured it was like shredded cake or something. I didn't know it was actual noodle.
Yeah. So some people, what I actually prefer is when they put the noodles on top, they'll broil it, and so it's crunchy. So you have the super soft base, and then a nice and crunchy top.
That's what they got going on.
Yeah, I think they have a bit of that going on, but not too much. This is soft, but I still like it. This is delicious, and they have the roasted pistachio on top, which is a great addition.
What's next, John? This one? Mm-hmm. So this is like a cake?
Yeah, it's called basbousa. It's made with cream of wheat. What they'll do is they'll blend around, like in a processor you'll put,
Whoa!
Yeah, you'll put
What?
cream of wheat, or you'll put, okay,
Wow.
never mind, I'm gonna try this.
Dude, that's freaking good. That's like, I think it's coconut, but I get pistachio. Very creamy, lots of sweet, that mouthfeel. It kind of like, almost like exploded in my mouth.
Yeah. So this is a cream of wheat base.
Wow.
And they'll put sour cream, coconuts, sugar, lemon, all this stuff together. Bake it separately, but
I would recommend this one is phenomenal.
yeah, it's delicious. And always with a lot of Egyptian desserts, you'll see roasted pistachio on top. You can't go wrong with roasted pistachio.
I love pistachios. I know there's rice pudding here to try. I see a raisin, I see some coconut, I see some pistachio. Rice pudding.
It's rice pudding.
It is a thicker rice pudding, more gelatinous, has a nice vanilla flavor to it. I like the raisin in it. I've had different rice puddings in different cultures. I have a Danish background. This is more familiar, similar to the rice pudding that I grew up with, which is a thicker one, more gelatinous. I've had Mexican rice puddings, which generally tend to be more watery, a little, I think a little sweeter too. But this is really good. I like this.
Out of these three, which one would you write home about?
This cake.
The basbousa?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, that's great.
Big fan. Now we have the, basically, translation of mother's hug.
Oh my Ali.
Or yeah, or sorry,
Ollie's mom.
Ollie's mom. So literally, we're eating somebody's mom. I'll leave you. I'll I'll just get your head out of the gutter. I'll just leave that as it should be.
So there's pistachio on top.
Raisins. I think these are layers of like pastry, and it's baked in the oven, so it's hot.
Yeah, I think he said like a.
Whoa, dude, look at that. It's like creamy.
Yeah.
It is layered. It is wet. It's moist. It is dripping on my hand. It is burning, but it is very good looking. Cheers. All right, let's see.
Cheers to Ali's mom.
Yeah, what does Alex? I don't want to say it. What does Ali's mom taste like? I guess I don't know.
Just eat it, dude.
Okay. So I get pastry, a really thick cream. I get some like buttery notes. It almost reminds me of like a bechamel, like a
sweet bechamel?
yeah, like a sweet bechamel, creamy, buttery sauce, and then very, very soft layers of pastry. I understand what it means. It's like a hug, like a warm hug.
Yeah, that's delicious.
It's very comforting. How would you describe Ali's mom?
She's got a lot of layers.
That's good. It means she's not shallow.
So the weird thing when having O'Malley is that you usually, like with a dessert, you're used to like 1 or 2 different textures at a time. This is like 6, man. There's like the soft grated or the granulated coconut. There's the larger pieces of roasted pistachio. The very top, because it's baked in the oven, is actually kind of not, I wouldn't say crunchy, but more it's more give to it.
Yeah, it has definitely more of a texture. It's almost like a like a creme brulee top, and has a bit of a texture to it. It's kind of like this, just on a lesser extent. And then it's kind of caramelized, Millard brown.
Yeah, totally. And when you get in, you have like the super mushy bread. That's obviously been slow baked. There's not even a bit of dry bread to be seen. It just soaks in all of the moisture.
Yeah.
And then a cream on the outside of it. So when you go in, you take one bite and you got a ton of stuff going on.
So like I think if you were somebody who doesn't really like an overly sweet dessert, you'd still very, 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 very much appreciate this. And with the kind of density, and it's not overly rich, but it does have a bit of a characteristic richness to it, you would definitely share this dessert with like at least 1 or 2 people. It is not does not have to be a soloable event.
I would say this is easily something that's shared for 4 people.
Yeah.
Like you finish your meal, you're ready for just that next level.
But it also doesn't really seem to be ending. We've been picking at it quite a bit. There's like a lot in there. Because it's just so like moist and layered and liquidy. But that was cool, man.
You a fan?
I like that.
I'm a fan.
What's your favorite dessert?
I'd say the kunafa. I don't know if I'm biased because of my childhood. It was just my favorite childhood dessert. But the kanafa was delicious, and then the O'Malley comes in second for me.
This one. This is delicious. Oh, it's falling apart. Oh, guys, I just lost it on the floor. I'm disappointed.
Place it on the spoon.
But it still tastes great. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I gotta go clean that up. Throw food all over the restaurant. Huge thanks to everybody here at Masrawy. Masrawy. Excuse my pronunciation. That everybody really enjoyed it. Great food. Definitely a good spot to check out. You want Egyptian cuisine? This is the place in and around Toronto, Ontario, and in Canada. So everybody, till next time, stay happy, healthy, hungry, happy eating. John, thank you for joining. Any final words?
Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Good food, good times. At that, till next time, everybody.